Well, I was sliding out of that 75 Chrome shop and seeing this good-looking KW get out there and on the 44 heading toward 75. I couldn't help myself. You're looking pretty good there, sir. Who do we got there, and what are you running today?
2019 Kenworth W900, 565, pretty much stock with a 2020 Vanguard.
10-4, and who do we have behind the wheel?
Go getter.
Well, good morning there, sir. So, where do you normally go with that truck?
I mainly run Jersey to Atlanta, do LTL around Atlanta, over into Birmingham, and usually go to Gunnersville, load chickens right back to Jersey every week.
Well, that sounds like a routine that you've been doing for a while. Well, I won't assume, but that sounds like a routine that you've got down pretty good. How long you been on the road for?
Let's see, next month will be 29 years. I've been running that Jersey to Atlanta, dedicated back to Jersey every week. I've been doing it for about the last 7.
I'll tell you what, you've probably seen a thing or two out here.
There's never a dull moment.
When you first started driving, well, let me even go back even further. What brought you into wanting to be a truck driver, and what was the first job like, and what was it that you drove?
My first job was driving a GMC cab over GMC Astro 95 with a 350 Cummins with a 9-speed and an old 40-foot flatbed with wood sides hauling grain. 17 years old.
Not a bad gig. So, what made you want to do that? You know, was it a summer job or something like that? Tell us about that.
My father was a driver. He's been driving since the 70s, and it's kind of in my blood.
So at what point did you feel like you wanted to take it up a notch? You know, how'd that go? You know, between leaving the job that you're doing and figuring that you'd want to do something else?
When I left the grain job, I went to driving for a logging company there at the house. We had big extended hood KWs and Peterbilts, and I done that till when I turned 21. Then I went over the road.
So when you went over the road, I'm gonna try to jog your memory here, see if you can tell us a couple stories. But when you went over the road and started doing that, what were some of the things that stood out? You know, as a new experience kind of thing. You know, you may have done that with your dad, maybe rode along or whatnot. But what was it like back then for you?
Well, I read the first memorable thing I can remember. It was the first time I went across Denver out there, went across Vail, and experienced ice out on top of Vail. That was something to wake up to. You know, before that, when I rode with my father, you know, summertime, he put me under the wheel. I think the first time I remember driving his truck, I was in about 14, 15, somewhere along there, and he turned me loose across the Bonneville Flats.
Now, could you help but not mash on it? What was that like for you?
You know, it's been so long ago. I just remember going across the Bonneville Flats, and, you know, I was 14 or 15 years old when he put me under the wheel and, you know, got me up to high gear, and he crawled in the bunk and went to bed, and that's all I can remember.
And so once you got that job at 17, that was a pretty old hat to you there, right? You know, you're pretty much an expert.
I wouldn't say that. I ain't made that expert level yet. I hadn't messed up anything yet, let's put it that way.
There you go. So you're pulling a reefer today. Is that what you've always pulled?
I've tried a few different things, you know. I always end up coming back to the food industry. You know, I pulled tanker, haul motor oil, gasoline, liquid nitrogen for farmers at home, and oh Lord, I've hauled cars. I enjoyed hauling cars, but you know, one nasty spill off the top and blowed my knees out, and it's kind of hard to do it again.
So what do you like about, you know, the food industry and hauling a reefer?
Well, just dealing with different people, you know, being out in the public, get to go different places. My set run, I know about everybody there now, and, you know, pretty much first name basis with some of them. You know, works out pretty good for me.
10-4. That makes it easy, I would think, where you can get in where you need to get in, and you just follow the routine, and it's not like a construction site where you got to figure out who's what and who's doing where and where's the forklift and who's going to unload you and things. So I guess it's a different experience all around.
Yes, sir, it is. And, you know, my dedicated run coming south. And we do it every week. Pretty much go to the same places. And there's usually about 5 of us to go to the Atlanta area out of the company we haul for. And, we bounce around all over Atlanta, Monday and Tuesdays. And Tuesday night we load back up and go back to Jersey.
So this time around, you headed down into Florida. What do you guys normally carry?
Coming down here, I got chicken. I got frozen chicken on. Probably come back up and load berries or load of mixed produce coming back up, going back to Jersey or New York, Philadelphia, somewhere.
Is that like a Cisco type of product that you got on there?
Yes, sir. That's exactly where I'm going, Cisco, Riviera. I go back to Jersey out of Alabama pretty much, every year round, and we run chicken back up there to Costco. If it hadn't been for me running Costco, I'd have probably given this up a long time ago, but it's been a good run.
Why would you say that? What was different about running a Costco run?
You get there about an hour before your appointment time, check in. You don't deal with the receivers or nothing. You check in at the guard shack, straight to the door. When the beeper goes off and the light turns back green, pull out, go back to the guard shack. They give you a sticker. 9 times out of 10, hour and 15 minutes, you get in and out of there. And I wish a lot of other places was set up like that, but that's the only reason I like doing it.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good setup there. So with that in mind, what's your thoughts on some of the current situations where I've seen some guys complain about how long it takes to get unloaded or appointment times and all sorts of weird things? What's your thoughts on that, from how it used to be to what it is now?
Well, just like some of these Cisco's we go to, you can't go on the dock. And, I complain about it myself, sitting around there. I go in there with LTL, 1 or 2, maybe 3 pallets sometimes, and where I could work it in 30 minutes. The lumber service, they're taking 3 or 4 hours to do it. It gets frustrating after a while. Hopefully it's going to get better, but I don't think it's going to happen no time soon. So I reckon we just still have to complain a little bit.
Yeah, I would expect it to get better. Hopefully it does get better. Sitting around waiting to get unloaded and all sorts of stuff that I've heard about. That's not cool at all.
I reckon the only reason I ain't give it up yet, I work with a bunch of a good group of guys, and my boss man, he's pretty easy going, lets me do about like I want to do, and if I want to take off, no problem, take off and go home, and I keep the truck with me all the time, and can't ask for no better person to work for.
Well, since you're talking about him and the company, what's the name of the company and who's the boss man over there?
I work for Boyd Transport out of Sheppard, Delaware.
10-4. Now, let's go back to that truck there you're running. You said it's a brand new truck there. About how many miles do you have on it, and what do you like about it?
I like the sleeper. It's got a 86 studio, and she's got 56,000 miles on it. Geared out with an 18 with 325 gears in it, with a 565 Cummins.
Very nice. It just about has that new truck smell in there, right?
Oh yeah. I'm trying to keep her clean, but it's tough. Every now and then I keep thinking I miss the glider I had, the Fitzgerald glider I had, but I like the horsepower. This rides better than the glider did.
What do you mean it rides better?
I like the suspension on this truck's a little bit beefier than what I had. It just got a smoother ride to me. I didn't care for an air ride front end on that Coronado I had, and it just, big cab, the wind would grab and just throw you all over the place. And this one here's got a completely different ride.
Out of all the years that you've driven, what's the toss-up between being an owner-operator versus getting in a truck and driving a truck that's owned by a company? What's the differences to you?
The guy that I work for now, we just a 2-truck operation. We was one for a long time. It's like more of a family atmosphere. And, these big companies, they treat you as a number. I tried it one time, and it just wasn't for me. I like working for smaller companies. It's like being part of the family.
Now, did being an owner-operator ever appeal to you at any point in time?
Well, I thought about it. I had a truck back. I think it was back in 2003. I kept it 9 months. The man offered me more money than what I had in the thing, and I let him have it. I was at home, pulling local, hauling logs, chips and stuff like that, and he just offered me a good price for it. I let him have it, and never thought back about buying another one until here about a year ago, and then the boss man popped up and said, I'm going to get you another new truck. And, well, I read that idea, just went out the window again. Keeps me in one, about every 2.5 years, I get another truck, and I'm happy.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, there's definitely have to be advantages. So what are some of those advantages? Because there's probably guys out there that are trying to figure out what they should do. Should they buy their own truck, or should they find a situation like what you're in?
Well, I don't know where this economy's fixing to go. I know the price of fuel's climbing up a little bit, and these lease purchase plans, I would never do that, because they're not all set in stone and in writing. There's always a catch to it somewhere. But, to go out and buy your own, it'd be tough now with the price of fuel going up.
Yeah, it is creeping up, and that would be a deterrent. A huge deterrent, especially with somebody starting out.
Insurance is outrageous. New man coming in wanting to jump in and buy a truck, and he's going to be on that first venture's insurance because he's never owned a truck. Yeah, that's expensive right there.
So just to get a reference for what expensive is, roundabout, do you remember what some of those prices might be?
I had a friend of mine last year. He was paying for first venture's insurance, and I think he was paying almost $16,000 a year for insurance, somewhere in that ballpark. And he worked for a trucking company for, 15, 20 years, and owned his own truck and had it leased to the company, But the time as he pulled out and got his own authority and tags and everything, he found out real quick that he was going to pay a higher premium. Repair costs don't get no cheaper neither.
Some of these guys, they got it figured out where they can still do pretty good, but my hat is off to any guy that's out there trying to get through all this and make a living and have something to show for it.
I'll probably wait till about the middle of the summer. I'm going to try to spring for a set of Lincoln stacks to put on this truck. Hopefully I can squeeze the boss man into doing it.
Yes, sir. That would be a good choice. Lincoln makes a good product.
Yes, sir. They sure do. I just put the visor on here. I put a 12 to 8 RLK visor on this truck. I like it. I started putting the bigger one on there, but I got to thinking I said everybody's got one, and I figured I might not better do that doing LTL around Atlanta, getting the bind and can't see a red light. I went out to Phoenix and picked up this trailer. First thing I done to it when I got home was pull the halo taillights out the back. Had a stainless panel made for it. I found a supplier there at the house that could order the old style Piranha lights. I loaded it down with about 11 Piranhas in the back and put 6 in the back of the sleeper.
There you go. That looks good that way. Any other lighting plans that you're going to do with the truck?
I'm going to put a stainless deck plate on it, and I'm thinking about taking the sleeper extensions off the back. And, other than that, straight pipes and probably back the front end later on if I could get him to swing for it. Hopefully when he trades the other trailer in, he'll buy me a new stainless and put this trailer behind the other truck. I like the classic look and, kind of keep it old school.
That W9, it's been around for a long time, and I never get tired of looking at it. It's been good seeing you here on the road, and I know you gave us your nickname there, and you might be good with just using your nickname. But you have a good trip down there the Riviera, and once you get reloaded, have a good trip heading back north.
Enjoyed running with you, buddy. Be careful, and we'll see you back around in the Wildwood there somewhere.
Yes, sir, man. We'll see you.